My name's Michelle Bellon and I'm an epilepsy researcher at Flinders University, past president of the Epilepsy Association, and I'm also someone who has epilepsy as well too. Epilepsy as a condition isn't curable per se. About a third of people with epilepsy never achieve seizure freedom. Seizures are a burst of uncontrolled electrical activity in the brain. So there are varying levels of severity in epilepsy. Unfortunately, about a third of people will experience uncontrolled generalised seizures, and for those people that means it's very difficult for them to live independently. Seizures may occur at any time, and unfortunately in many cases there is a very high risk of epilepsy-related death.
Isla had her first seizure at 4 months old, and she was diagnosed at 6 months old. And in that she'd have up to 200 seizures a day. We ended up in hospital, huge amounts of tests with a final diagnosis of West syndrome, which is a rare and catastrophic form of epilepsy. She would hit her head, her eyes would roll, her body would jerk, and this is what myself and my husband and my other daughter would witness on a daily basis. And it would just, impact her whole life. There's so much that goes with it that just can turn a whole day around after she has a seizure.
Mackenzie was diagnosed at 5 and Elizabeth was diagnosed at 3. Epilepsy for them has been quite dramatic and different. Kenzie's been really easily to be able to control. Elizabeth, on the other hand, has been uncontrolled now for quite a long time. The impact on our family has been immense. We honestly weren't coping at all. It never goes away. You're always thinking about it. It's a little like a roller coaster where you're up and down all the time. Things will kind of go along and it'll calm down, and then everything ramps up and the seizures start.
There's no saying when it's going to happen. First thing in the morning to last thing at night to in between, at kindergarten, anything. She handles things very well. Actually, we're very blessed because she's a happy-go-lucky little girl, but it has a huge impact. So it can wipe her out. It can change a fun day into a horrible day.
The Epilepsy Centre was established in the 70s by a group of concerned parents. It's an organisation that supports individuals and families both here in South Australia and the Northern Territory. It provides critical information and education. They provide seizure clinics in major hospitals, very important counselling support and advocacy support as well across the lifespan.
I first came across the Epilepsy Centre when I wanted to fundraise for the epilepsy itself, and we met Mark, and they've been wonderful. They're great support, the nurses are awesome.
For us, the Epilepsy Centre have been an incredible part of our life now we're going on probably 5 years. If we have a question about medication, if we have a question about a new seizure type, if we'd needed counselling and needed to talk to someone, if the girls have needed counselling and needed to speak to someone. So from that perspective, it's been really important, but also the family camp and the kids camp have also been really important as well for us to connect with other families. They're very close connections that we still hold now, and for the kids to be able to go somewhere where they're able to sit and talk about medications and sit and talk about their experiences in a really open way, which they can't in any other setting.
For many kids, coming along in these camps is just a chance for them to relax and be themselves and have a great time and forget about the condition for a while. So the Epilepsy Centre is currently involved in research with some of the major hospitals in South Australia, including the Women's and Children's Hospital, to identify the number of children who are being admitted to hospital with seizure conditions. The Epilepsy Centre really needs community support because we don't receive government funding. We really need the community to band together to help provide important volunteer support as well as financial support so we can continue to support people to make positive changes in their lives. So for more information, people can visit epilepsycentre.org.au.